explorers, are you excited? This video will prepare you for Destination 5, where you will travel to an area that has underprivileged kids. Most of those children don't go to school like you do. They have no choice but to go to work. They need education so the poverty cycle can be broken, but they can't right now. So your task is to create a business plan that will help the poor families to have a better life. And so you need to find out, observe, and create a feasible business for their parents or the family so they can generate more money for their children to go to school. And when you are creating your product or service, think first about these children. People who create this kind of business to solve community-based problems or to make positive changes in society are called social entrepreneurs. You are learning to become social entrepreneurs. Here with me is Ms. Lisha Vaswani. She is the founder and the CEO of the Heart Project. Should we shake hands?
Hi.
She is a social entrepreneur, and she's my good friend and just the right person to talk to you about this particular task. She pursues ways to solve community-based problems that just touch my heart. She has made positive changes in society through her initiatives. So she has done projects like what you are about to do. So let's begin the interview. Okay, so Ms. Lisha, thank you so much again for being with us. And we really appreciate your time and your kindness for sharing with us. So can you tell me about yourself?
Hi, Miss Annie. I feel the same way. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this. So explorers, I'm so excited to introduce myself and my work to you. My name is Lisha. I hail from Jakarta, Indonesia. I am of Indian descent. My grandparents, they migrated to Indonesia in the 1950s. So I was actually born and raised here. So I'm Indonesian nationality. I spent 10 years of my life pursuing further studies in New Zealand and Canada. And I currently run the Heart Project, which is based in Surabaya.
Oh, wow. You know, I'm just wondering, Ms. Lisha, all of these things that you can be doing, and you chose to be a social entrepreneur. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, to be honest, I have always thought that if I started something that is of my own, it would have to have a direct positive impact to society. But I never in my life thought that it would be in the field of waste management or reduction. But this doesn't surprise me because it truly reflects, the Heart Project truly reflects beliefs and values that I hold close and dear to my heart.
Wow, I know. Can you share then more about the Heart Project and what is the vision and mission of the Heart Project?
For sure. So the big idea behind the Heart Project is that we are here to be good stewards of this earth, to manage and be responsible for the things that we have been entrusted with. Now, this includes the environment. Now, the vision for the Heart Project is to turn waste into things of value. We do this through recycling, upcycling, and now we have also expanded to zero waste items as well. So what we do is that we work with waste materials like coffee capsules, glass, plastic, fabric scraps, and we turn them into useful things that are also pleasing to the eye. They look beautiful. So we turn them into homeware items, jewelry, fashion items, educational toys, DIY packets, and the list goes on. But through the Heart Project, we have 3 platforms. We challenge both young and old to reevaluate their lifestyle choices to make wise product purchasing decisions, as well as through our workshops, we encourage people and we educate people on creative ways to be kinder to the environment. So lifestyle, products, and workshops. Yeah.
Wow, that's so awesome. I hope we can do workshops someday.
Yes.
Explorers, isn't that exciting? Miss Lisha and her team have created many amazing products from materials that people throw away. And Miss Lisha, did you happen to bring some examples of your products?
Yes. Actually, this is made out of plastic cups, and this was a collaboration with artisans from Central Java. And then we have a pouch inside that's made out of used curtain material. So that's one. And then we also have from fabric scraps. Recently, we are all supposed to wear masks, right?
Yes.
So since the need arose in the community, so we started making face masks from fabric scraps. And we have two designs. So one is with the elastic and the other one is with the fabric tie.
Wow.
And another one of our products that we have is, let me just bring it for you. This is made out of the inner tube of tire, the waste, and we have not only just made this but other things as well from these inner tube.
Wow. I wish I could touch them.
And inner tube in Bahasa Indonesia is called bandalam.
Bandalam.
So it's the softer part of the tire. Yeah.
You're so amazing. Who would have thought for something like that, So like, how, before you started, creating, let's say, a product line like that, what kind of information do you need? Because the explorers, you are going to do this, right? So let's learn from Miss Lisha. So from the information all the way to the production.
Okay, so Miss Annie, you brought up a really good point. Information is really an important asset, and I don't think you can have enough of it. However, and explorers, do remember this. If your information is untrue, unreliable, not tested, not updated, then it will be useless. So you have to make sure that your information is reliable, you're getting the most updated information, and that it is tested. So that's very important to remember. And when it comes to product design, innovation, development, Miss Annie, you can never tell where these ideas come from. You can never, it just comes up just like that. It can surprise you. So sometimes it's from our own day-to-day living when a problem comes up and we need to solve it. Or maybe we are going out somewhere and we observe some people having a problem. Like when this virus came up, and we thought, we needed to make fabric masks because people might be needing it. Yeah. And so one of those products that we created that came out of the least expected places is in fact the inner tube product line, and I would love to share more about that.
Yeah, I'm blown away. You can make something out of that. It's something that people throw away.
Yeah.
So that reminds me to the word resourcefulness.
Yeah.
Resourcefulness means you work with what you have around you. And also creativity, because creativity means the use of imagination or original ideas in producing something or finding a solution, like you with the mask, like you with the inner tube. So can you share how you were resourceful and creative in making this, especially this inner tube product line?
Okay, let me talk to you about the inner tube product line. So actually, there was one time when one of our team members, she drives a motorbike and her tire was flat. It was busted and couldn't be salvaged anymore. And so she just brought it to to one of our meetings, and we were just wondering what we can turn this into, right? So obviously, when it came to us, we needed to clean it, right? We needed to make sure that it's ready for us to do things with it, to experiment, to do trial and error. But while that was happening, we were studying how best to clean it, or what have other people previously done with this.
Yeah.
And with the limited tools that we have, what can we do with it? You know, we were studying the nature of the material and actually, like, what is it suitable for, you see? So as time went along, we found out all those information and we realized, okay, now we're gonna make it into a pouch. We had to follow the shape as the round shape of a tire as well. And then, you know, we found a way to secure it. If you look really closely, this is also from the tire. It is sewn, hand sewn from the tire as well. And then we had to find a way how to put a button so we can secure it and make sure whatever we put inside is not falling out.
Yeah.
So you can easily fit in a small pair of glasses, or you know, your document when you go driving somewhere, and your driving keys, so that your car keys, so that it's not you're not going to lose it. That's when we said, okay, we're ready. But then we came up with another shape pouch.
The triangle.
The triangle one. And we thought, you know, people can put their headphones inside here.
Oh yeah.
When they're traveling, you know. So at first glance, it might not look very useful, but then for headphones, it can actually fit, you know, even for coins as well. And then there was the leftover material, you know. There were small pieces, and then we were like, we don't want to waste this because we're going to try to make it as zero waste as possible. So if you look closely, I'm wearing earrings that are made out of the inner tube waste.
That looks nice.
And we have it in other different shapes as well. So I have it, say, for instance, in the heart shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
and not only earrings, but you can also turn it into a pendant as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are so resourceful and creative. But I guess it comes with doing it. Once you're doing it, then more ideas come up. You just have to just do it.
One thing I will have to say that it is one thing to be an entrepreneur, but another to be a social entrepreneur. And because when you're a social entrepreneur, you want to make an impact, and you do so by challenging the norm, right?
Yeah.
So being resourceful is key, because you want to offer a better alternative than what is out there already.
Now, I want to move on to in the area of teamwork.
Okay.
So how do you manage teamwork dynamics and leadership?
Okay, so the Heart Project has been going on for about 5 years now, close to 5 years. And we've always been working with a team of 3 or 4 at any given time. But obviously we've worked with plenty of volunteers as well as other parties as well. And not just in Surabaya, but also in places like Jakarta, as well as Singapore, because we've had bazaars in Singapore as well. And so in a team, it is important, and even as a leader, not just as a team member, but as a leader, as a team member, it is important that we need to be honest, we need to be wise, we need to set standards, especially when it's in terms of the products and the services that we're offering. And you know, we need to also be flexible and have that teachable spirit inside of us, you know, and especially you need to have a fighting spirit to keep going, Yeah, and I would encourage that we familiarize ourselves with our team members' strengths and weaknesses, and make sure that the strengths outshines the weaknesses. So when we're working together as a team, we're covering for each other.
I really
So,
like
yeah.
that. Well, explorers, we are learning so much. But I still have more questions for Ms. Isha. And now, how about budgeting? Because our explorers also have to deal with budgeting, right? And how do you set your budget and monitor it?
Okay, so Miss Annie, that's a very good question, because this is the question when it comes to money matters. We always need to be wise, because we don't want to go wrong there. And so I can safely say that after 4 years of operations, the Heart Project is now self-sufficient. It pays for its own bills. So that's what it means. Now, that was my initial goal, because it is important for it to be sustainable, right? For it to go on and all that.
Yeah.
Now, to reach that, it was not an easy road. And one of the disciplines that we really needed to stick by and make sure we practice was that when we've already set a budget, we stick to it. Sometimes we spend less, but never more.
Wow.
You have to make sure of that, so that we're not going overboard and spending what we don't have.
Yeah.
So sometimes we've had to say no to projects, or sometimes if we offer something to someone, we have to give a higher price, because if not, our costs won't be covered. And you know, we've lost some projects because of that, but at the end, it's a gain, because we're disciplining ourselves, and we're thinking of the future and making sure it's sustainable for the future. So that's really an important point, Ms. Annie.
Okay, so that's good, explorers, because you are going to make a calculation, you know, the product, the cost, and the revenue to help the parents of these poor children. So keep that in mind. All right, and then there is, I mean, this is the last one, but it's not the least. It's the presentation and public speaking. So why should an entrepreneur know how to speak in public?
Okay, I think it is especially important for an entrepreneur to know public speaking. But I think not only just an entrepreneur, in general, public speaking is a skill that is really useful, because when you're an effective communicator, you can actually get half the work done already just by communicating it effectively. Yeah. And so when we convey our ideas, our thoughts, our reflections, our message, our vision, our goal, even when you're giving instructions, if you're able to communicate it effectively, half the job is done. And so that's why it's really, really important. And this goes hand in hand with trust. You see, when you're communicating about your product, your service, or whatever it is that you're communicating about, and people can trust you at your word, they will keep coming back. And that is an asset you definitely want to invest on.
Wow, Miss Lisha, thank you so much for this afternoon. And
thank you.
We can't wait for maybe some other sessions with effects.
Yes.
Thank you.
Looking forward.
Helping the explorers learn from your story and from your process.
All the best, explorers.
And God bless you and your family and the Heart Project.
Thank you.
Thank you.